Hi, I'm Emily from Mor Swimmy, and today I wanted to show you how we go about designing and creating our swimwear. So I'm originally an illustrator. I've been an illustrator for all of my professional career. I was actually trained as a medical illustrator to draw by hand and then digitally. So I'm able to apply these skills into designing swimwear now. So our new collection, with lots and lots of different designs, started with me drawing out lots and lots of different ideas, different patterns that may work, might not work, different colourways, until I could select a few that I really liked. So I'll show you our hot lips pattern first of all. So this one I tried in different colours, different colourways. I really liked the grey and the red. I felt like the red really popped. And so what I do after I finish drawing the design is I take it outside with my tripod and my SLR, and I take a really high quality photograph of it in natural light so that you can see every single line, and we're trying to get the colour as perfect as we can to the original. So once I've got that photograph, I take that into my digital software and I have a play around to make sure that the contrast is right, that we can see the texture of the illustration, and that I might need to repeat some elements on the design in order for them to cover the whole piece of fabric, so that it covers the whole, say, pair of leggings or swimsuit with the design. So this is just an A3 piece of watercolour paper, but if you imagine we're making leggings from it, that design needs to be a lot larger and a lot longer, going all the way down the leg, but still keeping the proportion the same. So I spend a lot of time fiddling around, tweaking around, making sure everything's balanced. So on reflection, I might think that a pair of lips over here needs to come over a little bit more. So I'll have a little bit of a play like that, but mostly I'm trying to keep as close to the original as I can. So once that bit of artwork is finished digitally, I send it off to our manufacturers and they create the magic, which is the final piece of finished swimwear. So this one is our hot lips one, and as you can see, the printing on the swimsuit has been able to keep the texture of the original drawing, which is exactly what I wanted. So they print the design on the fabric and then they cut it to the shape of the pattern and sew it especially for you. So each of our pieces is made to order for each customer that we have, and they all have our little logo printed in them too. So that's our hot lips design. Let me show you a slightly different one, which is our oranges design. So this one, I originally just did one orange and a stripe because I was playing around with the designs and I thought maybe we'll just have one bold design in the middle and the rest of it just one colour. But when I took the photograph and I took it into my software and had a play around with it, I actually decided that it was much nicer and stronger as a repeat pattern after all. So I take it into the software, create the repeat pattern, and you can see here on the finished piece that it's the same orange that I've just repeated across this blue background, and I've just sampled all the different textures and areas so that it ends up creating what looks like a repeat pattern that was originally one design, but it wasn't. It was one orange that I just repeated over and over. So with the seaweed design, again, a little bit different. This one I started off and I started to put the cream background that I wanted in. But what I found it was doing was kind of blurring a lot of the edges of the seaweed, which I didn't want. I really wanted to try and maintain the texture of the oil pastel on it. So I stopped putting the cream background in and just did the seaweed on the watercolour paper here so that it had this lovely texture to it. So when I took the photograph of it and again took it into the software, what I could do was take each of these seaweed elements, put them on a cream background digitally and move them around. So again, they would cover the whole piece of fabric that would be cut into the final piece of swimwear. So here's the seaweed design. You can see printed as a much larger pattern. All of those elements I've repeated a few times across the pattern. and it's retained that lovely texture of the original drawing, so that all of our pieces, you can see, have been hand drawn by me. So I really hope you've enjoyed that behind the scenes look at how we create the designs for our swimwear. So you can get in touch with us through Instagram or through our website, morswimmy.com. Thanks for watching.